This is On the Couch with Dr. K, a show focused on answering the questions of urban and hip-hop adults rising to reach personal stars in daily life. Now, here's your host, Dr. K.
And good afternoon. You're on the couch with Dr. K. Happy Sunday to everyone. And I am just so excited today because we have a great topic. Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. Are you buying your kid a room for prom? And I will tell you, as soon as I put this question out on Facebook, I pressed send and I immediately got feedback. So people have a lot of very strong opinions about this particular topic. And if you have a strong opinion, please give us a call at 901-260-5926. I forgot where I was for a second. And I have two fabulous gentlemen in with me today. First, on the telephone, all the way from Texas, I have the most hated man in America, except for me, Steve. I love you because remember, I'm about love. Steve Williams, how are you this afternoon, Steve?
I am fine, and thank you for having me on, and I'm all about respect.
Great. Now, you have a new show coming on this afternoon, right?
Oh, yes, at 5 o'clock for men, so it's not chicken soup for the soul. We're not like you in love. We're all about the truth.
Okay.
So you're going to hit hard.
Okay, so if I want my ears to melt and bleed, I should listen?
Yes, I warned the ladies, yes. Guys, I got you covered.
Well, you know, sometimes the truth hurts, but the truth shall set us free. So we will be listening for sure. So thank you for being here this afternoon. And I also have right beside me, right here in the booth with me, Mr. Tyke T.
Say that, Dr. K.
And he is the Next Best Thing 6 winner.
Next Big Thing 6 winner. Yep, we ain't going to say the radio station because I don't want D to shoot me, so we can't
I
do
can
that.
say the radio station from K97.
With that, I got 1.5 more times. That's what you said.
And he was, you were halftime at the Grizzlies game,
Man,
right?
just so many blessings. On Friday, I performed on the floor, center court at the Memphis Grizzlies game at the FedEx Forum. It's huge.
Wonderful. How did that feel?
It was well, it's big because it's like really opening up doors for any artist, hip hop artist. Think
Right.
about it, I'm unsigned.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So there's like hip hop artists that are signed that can't do that happened there. So it's
Right.
big. So I think really what it showcased to them is that, well, hip hop is taking over, and if it can rock the crowd, then anybody can come out here and do that. So it's big, huge moment. And then, since we just putting stuff out there, I'm going to be performing again on Wednesday at the Mavericks game.
Oh, great.
Back again at the FedEx Forum. They loved it enough to bring me back.
Well,
so.
I will be there, and I'll
Please
be
don't
able
rock
to
that thing too, Dr. K.
see you in person again.
You will.
So I'll be excited.
You should be. And when I tell you to put your hands up, I need you to put both of them up, like as high as possible.
I will carry an extra hand in my purse and put that one up.
Hey, now, don't you tell me those lies, because I'm going to be looking for it, that extra hand. I promise.
And you have a special guest with you.
Man, I have a special guest. She just was around the ways. And you actually saw what you hosted the event that we did. So it's Miss Keia Johnson.
Right.
So.
And this woman is extremely talented. And she has to be super special because I usually only allow male guest co-hosts except for my sister. But she is such a great talent. I'm just so happy to have you here. Oh. So say hello.
Thank you, Dr. K. That's
you
really
are
sweet.
Welcome.
Hello,
I'm
out
so
there.
glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Definitely.
Good. And how are you today, Dee? Good. I'm glad I heard you talking about the nappy weave in the last show. And I don't know. We'll have to address that at some point.
He can't even defend himself. He has no mic.
There's no defense.
No mic D.
I still love you. Okay, so today we are actually going to start off with an emailed question because this question really appealed to me, and I just think we need to start off with this one. It says, "Dear Dr. K, my son is a straight A student, and he has a prom date, a young lady that I really liked until 2 weeks ago.
What's her Instagram?
I don't know.
Just
but
wonder.
She said she liked her up until 2 weeks ago when her parents announced to them that they were purchasing the hotel room for the lucky couple. So this parent wants to know, she says, we do not agree with this. Our son was not going to get a hotel room. They, to our knowledge, are not sexually active. We don't want to make this girl hands off because we think it will make the relationship stronger, but we're just not sure what to do in this case. So I'm sure we all have some responses to this family, and we will talk about this very enticing question after our very first break. You're on the couch with Dr. K. If you have questions, please call us at 901-260-5926. You may email us at onthecouchwithdrk@gmail.com.
AM 990 is now available on your Android mobile device. Go to the Google Play Store and search for KWAM.
Streeter's Total Beauty is a hair salon that invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of beauty today. Dial 901-649-0559. Look to Randa Patton Streeter's lifestyle blog, which also invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of high fashion and glamour. Like her on Facebook today. Are you considering buying or selling a home and don't know where to start? Call Sharon Brown of Cry-Like Realtors at 901-355-7271. To learn more about the services offered by Sharon Brown, visit her on the web at www.sharonbrown.cry-like.com or like her on Facebook today. Her success comes when your home is sold or you have the keys to your new home. Call Sharon Brown of Cry-Like Realtors at 901-355-7271 for all your real estate needs today. Photography is so much better than reality. Marcus Edward Mediascape is a great photographer. Instead of purchasing plastic surgery, let him do all of your photos today. Try Marcus Edward. He is the plastic surgeon of photographers. Contact Marcus today at www.memediascape.webs.com. For legal experience with a Christian touch, call the law offices of attorneys Juliet Akins and Victoria Gillard. We stop foreclosures and repossessions. Other areas of our practice include personal injury, civil and criminal matters, divorce, child support, child custody, and Social Security cases. Call today at 901-522-0009 or 901-624-8852 for a free consultation.
In my talk on my checkbook, that it costs more money than a sucker could ever spend. But I wouldn't give a sucker or a punk from the rock, not a dime till I made it again. Everybody go, hotel, motel, what you gonna do today? Cause I'm gonna get a fly girl, gonna get some spank and drive off in a death OJ. Everybody go, hotel.
And we're back. You are on the couch with Dr. K. Call us at 901-260-KWAM. And right before the break, we were about to address this problem emailed to me this afternoon about a parent of a boy who has a date whose parents have already purchased the room for prom night. So, Steve, what do you say to these parents?
Well, in my 30 seconds, I just want to say that it is a double standard. I don't mind that for my sons, but not for my daughters. And if that boy's mother thinks that he's not doing anything sexual to that female, I've got some magic beans I want to sell her.
Right. Sell them to him. Please sell them to him. This is going down.
Okay. So it sounds like you have something to say also.
Well,
like,
you know what? I don't have any kids, so I'm just putting it into my mindset if I was to have children. And so let's just even when I was 17 going to the prom. You're trying to figure out how it can go down. I know that's such a terrible thing, but that's just when you're growing up in adolescence, you know, and you're going to prom, and it's like, okay, this is a big moment for you. So for the fact that somebody's about to pay for this hotel room, I'll be elated. Now I know it's terrible. I know it is, but that's just the reality of the situation. Keia's shaking her head, and I understand that. And I know Steve's on the line. He like, yeah, that's what's up, because it's the truth. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, just being real, it's just the truth. Especially these days, everything has changed, and I'm saying it like I'm 80. I'm not, but with social networking, come on, man. Like everything is just a whole lot easier, and you're trending towards that.
Right. Okay. Keia, go ahead.
My point was those parents should have called his parents. I think that was irresponsible and inconsiderate to get a room for your daughter that's going to prom with the guy and not call because they're not over 18.
Exactly.
So to get room for kids, you need to get my consent from my child.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. I know, of course. I agree with you.
Right.
I believe that, you know, well, I have a couple of thoughts about this, and also we're going to answer the question because the parent wants to know what to do. And I do believe that, number one, yes, if you are going to purchase a room, then, you know, I do think you should speak with the parents. Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't go down. I'm not saying any of that, but I do believe, little boy, if it's gonna go down, then you need to pull your money together.
Get it together.
Cut about 50 yards. Whatever you
wash
need
these
to
dishes.
do to work for that room. I would not, even for my son, just give him money to get a room. I'm like, you're going to work for this. I mean, if it's that important to you, then you need to figure out whatever you're going to do about this. So
I can see that.
excuse me, for it to be the girl, you know, that is just really mind-blowing. And I think that was mind-blowing to the parents here. And she didn't even say that, you know, maybe she didn't expect for it to happen, but not to happen so easily like this. And you're right, there is a double standard, Steve. In fact, Blossom emailed me and she said she did purchase a room for her son. She would not do it for her daughter. However, her son got a girl pregnant on prom night, and she has regretted it ever since. So things do happen. Things do occur. You know, it doesn't always happen, but I think you have to think ahead of time. And so to this parent, I believe, number one, you should have a conversation with these parents. Number two, if you're really concerned about it, you can offer to reimburse them for the room. Yep. If you really, really don't want this to happen, you can also suggest maybe what should be happening in the room. And let me tell you what I mean. There are parents who get together and they try to plan activities afterwards. So the kids will have something to do other than just that.
Nah, they're trying to go back and have sex, honestly.
I know that's what they're trying to do, but what I'm saying
so we're gonna
is
go like
you
go
have
play Uno.
I do know there are some parents who will have like an after party.
Okay.
We had for graduation. When I graduated, we had a graduation party with games and
you have an after
festival,
party. And you're just hoping, because nobody can really necessarily, you know, predict or say that we're definitely going to stop it, but you can try to create an environment that would maybe be a deterrence to this particular situation. So hopefully that answers the question there, because I do have some stats and facts about this particular issue. And although teenage pregnancy is down.
Oh no, she about to break it all the way down. It's about to be terrible. Little homie, if you trying to go to the prom soon, change the station because it's about to be so bad what you about to hear. She's about to life ginning us, y'all. She's about to hit us with these stats.
We have to.
Just let's go. Let's hear them.
We have to, talk about what's for real because although I know it's great for us to, have a lot of ideas and thoughts, but we also have to look at what really is out there, what's happening. And pregnancy now is not the only bad thing that can occur.
Come on, preach that.
There's so many things that can occur in this day and age, which I think is one of the reasons why teenage pregnancy is down. I don't necessarily think that fewer teens are having sex. I think more teens are having safe sex, if they are. But the actual birth rate for teenagers aged 15 to 19, and this was in 2012. And of course, my super intelligent intern, Stanley, hi Stanley, Shotwell II, got this information for me. And this is from the CDC, the teen birth rates for the United States in 2012. It dropped 6% from 2011 to 2012. And basically it dropped to 29.4 births per 1,000 people. And this is a historical low for the United States. So I do believe, things are still occurring. And that's compared to 10% of teenagers getting pregnant beforehand. But then we also want to talk about some other things that can occur on prom nights, such as teenage motor vehicle crash deaths.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's something else that can occur because, if we're now talking about teenagers or young adults, because there are some people who go to prom who are 18. There are some people who maybe are some children or young adults who maybe will be engaging in sexual activities for the first time, or they're trying to figure out how not to engage in it. And sometimes alcohol may come into play with this. So then we have to start thinking about the motor vehicle crash deaths. And so in 2012, teenagers accounted for 8% of motor vehicle crash deaths. And this actually has a little bit of a hike during prom season.
Yep.
So while I would not buy a room for my son, I probably would buy a limo.
Absolutely.
Now, maybe if he's creative, he can,
figure it out in a limo.
But,
turn up in a limo.
I would buy a limo because I would want to think about safety
That's
first.
good, Dr. K.
Safety first. And in fact, when we get to my 4 points for today, prepare. We'll talk about things that parents should do to get ready for this very, very big night. Steve, did you have something else you want to say before we go to our next break?
You ladies are acting like your parents called your boyfriend's parents. Come on, y'all need to stop that. Y'all know.
Tell him, Steve.
Actually, my parents knew my boyfriend's parents. And I think here the difference, however, is that there was an announcement. These parents announced
that they were going to do that.
That they were going to do that. I think maybe it's happening, but it's not so in your face. And we know a lot of times people feel like, out of sight, out of mind. Some people would rather assume that it's not happening than know that it is happening. So I think because once you know, then you feel like you need to do something.
Yeah. And Steve, I'm just going to be very honest with you. I had old school parents, maybe. I didn't get rooms.
Yeah,
I actually went to prom. I got stood up for prom my junior year. And in my senior year, I had a limo and I had a curfew of 1:30 a.m. So I did not have sex in high school, period.
And you probably didn't.
And because it was an opportunity
school, right?
and I wasn't interested in it because I was singing, I was doing, there's other things than sex.
Exactly. So, and you know what? In fact, I really like that comment because it goes right in line with an event that's happening April the 12th from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Wooddale High School. And I'm actually the keynote speaker for this. And it's called I'm Not Having a Baby Shower. And it's healthy choices paving the way to a positive future. And this is actually sponsored by the Exchange Club Family Center, Project TLC. So if you have teenagers and you really want to put a damper on prom night,
there it is.
Send them to this.
I
The rest of
actually
your
love
life
the name of
has
that title.
Yes,
I am not having a baby shower. That's like the
having a
realest
baby
thing I've
shower.
ever
Love
heard.
it.
Yes,
I love all that.
exactly. And so you may register for this at nobabyshowers2014.eventbrite.com.
Okay,
Yes.
I love
So
that.
they're straight
Serious.
out about
Love
it.
it.
Having a baby,
know,
bro.
exactly. Or you may call at 901-276-2200 for more information. And it's going to be great. They're going to talk about teenage pregnancy prevention, STDs 101. Nobody wants to talk about that. Man Up, Steve. And teen health dialogue.
Dang, Steve.
And alternatives, college volunteering. They will have free breakfast, lunch, and goodie bags. And this is sponsored by the National Coalition of 100 Black Women and Sweet Peas Gourmet.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, that's one thing you may want to think about doing, parents, when you're thinking about some things that what you call interventions you want to put in place to ensure that you remain parents on prom night and not grandparents.
Come on.
So we're going to
I
go
like
into
that.
my 4 points right after this next message. Please give us a call at 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-KWAM.
But I wouldn't give a sucker or a bum from the rock and not a dime till I made it again. Everybody go, hotel, motel, what you gonna do today? Is I'm gonna get a fly girl, gonna get some spank and drive off in a death OJ. Everybody go, hotel, motel, holiday inn. See, if your girl starts acting up, then you take her friend.
If it matters to Memphis, you'll hear all about it on AM 990 KWAM.
Streeter's Total Beauty is a hair salon that invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of beauty today. Dial 901-649-0559. Look to Randa Patton Streeter's lifestyle blog, which also invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of high fashion and glamour. Like her on Facebook today. For legal experience with a Christian touch, call the law offices of attorneys Juliet Akins and Victoria Gillard. We stop foreclosures and repossessions. Other areas of our practice include personal injury, civil and criminal matters, divorce, child support, child custody, and social security cases. Call today at 901-522-0009 or 901-624-8852 for a free consultation. Are you considering buying or selling a home and don't know where to start? Call Sharon Brown of Twilight Realtors at 901-355-7271. To learn more about the services offered by Sharon Brown, visit her on the web at www.sharonbrown.cry-like.com or like her on Facebook today. Her success comes when your home is sold or you have the keys to your new home. Call Sharon Brown of Cry Like Realtors at 901-355-7271 for all your real estate needs today. Photography is so much better than reality. Marcus Edward Mediascape is a great photographer. Instead of purchasing plastic surgery, let him do all of your photos today. Try Marcus Edward. He is the plastic surgeon of photographers. Contact Marcus today at www.memediascape.webs.com.
Or bum from the rock and not a dime till I made it again. Everybody go, hotel, motel, what you gonna do today? Is I'm gonna get a fly girl, gonna get
And you're back with On the Couch with Dr. K. Please give us a call at 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-KWAM. And yes, we are talking about hotels, motels, Holiday Inns. Are you buying your kid a room for prom night? And we just talked about a convention occurring April 19th from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Wooddale High School, sponsored by the Exchange Club Family Center. That's one thing you can do to help your child just understand the realities of whatever decisions they make on prom night. And Tyke T, you were saying that you just don't even understand how kids are dating or anything with social media.
Nah, because like, well, we grew up in it. In my time period, it was sort of like Facebook was starting to get here.
Right.
But we still had to learn how to call on the phone. And hey, Mr. Johnson, is Keisha there? Oh, okay, if she's not, I'll call back later. So you had to go through that. But now it's just, you just get on Twitter or Facebook and say, hey, shawty, what's good? You know?
Right.
And like, you know, if I poke you, that means we go together on Facebook. If I follow you on Twitter,
you
my
serious?
girlfriend. That's what I thought.
Oh, because I was like, I've been poked. I don't know what that means.
If I follow you on, don't let me get in your DMs on Twitter. We go together for sure then.
Oh, wow.
But we really had to learn both sides though. We
okay. Because all that's happening to me on Facebook.
Oh man, well hey,
I need to be more educated.
Dr. K, I'm gonna tell you this: if they're in your messages right now, they probably trying to go with you.
Oh wow!
I just educated you on something.
They probably don't like any of my responses because it's all about like, oh okay, well listen to my show. I'm sure they're thinking this woman is retarded.
All right, cool. Like 4 messages or more, I think we go together, but I don't know.
Really? Oh wow!
That is not true at all. I'm just saying.
I am
Dr. K
popular.
got it, dog.
Everybody's gonna ask me to the prom. I am popular.
But seriously though, it's like this new age individuals, they're not learning how to go out and speak. If you notice it, a lot of them don't even have interview skills because all they do is get, like I said, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They don't do anything. But we kind of like grew into it. Like I saw the beginning of it, and I'm in it, but I knew how to go talk to people because my mom taught you how to go.
Right. Exactly.
You know, when you're going to people's houses, you say yes, ma'am, no, sir, all of those things. So I don't, like I said, prom in general and everything. I don't even know how you do it right now. We got to call somebody about to get on.
All right. So we have a caller. Hi, you're on the couch with Dr. K.
Hello, Dr. K.
Hi. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you.
Great.
How are you?
I'm good. What's your question or comment?
Well, first of all, I want to let you know that my children and I, they are ages 11 and 12.
Good. So you have time to prepare.
We're all listening to the show, and we've actually had a discussion about this. And I just wanted to give you a comment based on what my children actually said.
Oh, okay. I'd love to hear it.
My daughter actually said that, in her opinion, if she was the young lady, that she would not want for me, in my case, she would not want for me to purchase a room for her because of the values and things I've tried to instill in her, and with there being so much peer pressure out here now, that even though I've tried to instill wholesome values, because we are a Christian household, into her, that she feels like that sometimes just the peer pressure can overwhelm you and that sort of thing.
Right.
So she indicated to me, this is my 12-year-old daughter, she indicated to me that she would not want to partake in that activity and would not want me to purchase her a room, because she feels like even though, like I said, the values that have been instilled in her, there may just be a certain amount of peer pressure exerted on her, and she would rather not, even have to deal with that situation.
Right.
And believe it or not, my 11-year-old son, now, of course, keep in mind he is 11 years old at this time.
Right.
But he also
hold on to the dream
Hold on to that.
for a little while.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Exactly.
But he also indicated to me at this time that he would just rather, if that's what it was going to be about, because girls kind of lead you into trouble, and he didn't want to get into trouble or do anything that would derail his dreams, if you would. He has aspirations of being a professional NBA player.
First of all, I'm amazed that he knows these words, because when I was 11 and 12, I was just trying to go to the skate center.
I know.
So I'm amazed that he knows these words. Man.
Don't get me wrong, but these were the comments, and then we were listening to the show, and I said, well, what do you all think? And this is what they independently said to me, and I just thought with them, making such decisions at this point, that I just wanted to proffer, what they thought about the show and about the topic on today.
Thank you so much, caller. I appreciate that. First of all, you're listening. And second of all, you're listening with your children to have some of these important conversations. I know sometimes things can really be very adult, but we have children now who are living in a world where very adult situations occur to them every single day, and they have to make adult decisions. So please continue to listen, and I really appreciate your participation in this conversation. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Great. And that leads us into my 4 points for today, and they are prepare, 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 prepare. Let's say that together. Prepare, 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 prepare.
I ain't saying that just yet. Okay. I don't know what type of stats you about to bring on.
All right, now.
We're going to see.
Okay. First of all, you need to prepare yourself. You have to prepare yourself to be a parent. You're going to have to prepare yourself to understand that even though it seems like everyone else is influencing your kids, you have still the most influence over your children. In my private practice, I speak with kids all the time who speak very candidly because I promise them that. And a lot of times I have been in situations where girls really and truly are trying to make a decision about, are they ready for sex or not?
You're not.
And they would say something like, well, I have a really nice boyfriend and he's bought me some gifts and I really want to show him my appreciation and I'm just not sure how to do that. Maybe I should have sex. And I will tell you, the girls who make the decision not to do it, it has to do with what their parents have told them. They will say, well, I know I ain't going to do it because my mama already told me that's not what we're doing until we're grown. Or I've also seen girls make a different decision based on their parents' inability to make a statement about what they believe. So as a parent, number one, you have to be prepared to be a parent. You have to be prepared to state whatever your beliefs are. And I'm not telling you what they should be. But whatever they are, you need to state it very clearly and have those conversations with your kids early on. If your child is going to prom and you're just now talking about what behaviors you're looking for,
that boat.
You really need to start talking every single day up until prom. So first of all, have to be prepared. You have to know you influence your kids and your kids watch what you do. So if you drink, and they've been watching you now for 10 years drinking and they think it is the coolest thing on earth because they see you doing it, they're probably going to drink on prom. And so then you have to secondly prepare the environment.
Yep.
You have to prepare the environment for success. And you have to be prepared to know that you have kind of set up how your kid is going to be and you know your child. So if you know that your child is sexually active, then you might want to talk with them about being prepared to be safe. If you know that your kid is not sexually active or you think they're not, then you maybe need to prepare an environment where they don't feel pressured in any direction. If you know your child drinks, you want to prepare so that they don't have to drive.
Yep.
If you know that maybe your child doesn't have a date for prom, maybe you need to prepare so that when they're out with their friends, they won't feel like they're just left out. So you really want to think about this because for a lot of kids, this is their first great moment.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a social experiment. It's like, how can you make it through this night that is supposed to be great without tragedy occurring? So then thirdly, you have to prepare your kid. And that preparation should start really at birth. At birth, when kids are born, you need to start talking with them about what their parts are and use the right words.
Yeah.
Use the right words.
Yeah.
It's not a pocketbook. Okay?
Who calls it a pocket?
I promise you, you're probably too young.
Somebody called that
yes,
thing a pocket.
Like 80-year-old women.
Yes.
Yes.
Keep that pocketbook closed.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So you have some little girl walking around clutching her purse.
Clutching her purse 'cause
like
it's
a
a
crazy
pocketbook.
person. So you really and truly want to prepare your children early on, having these frank conversations with them about who they are as, or who they will be as sexual beings, who they will be as adults. What are okay things for them to do within your household, and what are things that are not okay? Because they will go back, and although they may stray a little bit, when it comes down to it, kids are going to go usually along the lines of what they've been taught. And then lastly, I think you need to prepare the date for what's going on. Okay? Because yes, Steve, prepare the date. Just like fathers say to the guys who walk in, you need to have a home by 2. Now you're preparing the date. He knows that if he comes in at 3:00 with this girl, it's going to be a problem. You need to prepare them. And I'm not saying that you're going to necessarily have a meeting or something like that, but you need to have some conversation, some verbal indications of what you expect. I'm sending my daughter out on this date as a young lady, and I expect for her to come back that way. And and at least you've put it out there and everybody understands what your expectations are. So you need to prepare, and prepare. Prepare yourself, prepare your kid, prepare the environment, and prepare the date. We have a caller? Okay. Hi, you're on the couch with Dr. K. Hello, caller?
Hello?
Hi, you're on the couch with Dr. K. How are you today?
Yes. Hi, Dr. K.
Hi.
This is Carmen.
Hi, Carmen. What is your question or comment?
My question, how do you redirect a student's thought of going to the prom and getting a room? Their parents has instilled in them that they already know that they're going to go to the prom, and after the prom, they're going to have sex. It's sort of hard to redirect a student when their parent has already really, I guess,
kind of set it up
their
for
mind.
them.
Yeah,
right,
they've already set it up.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay, let me make sure I'm understanding your question because you were going in and out. Are you saying that how can you as an educator try to steer students toward not having sex when their parents have already kind of stated that they already know they're having sex and they're kind of okay with it? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay,
because
okay,
you know how sometimes when you are redirecting a student, student tends to tell you, well, my mama said it was okay.
Oh, okay,
And
I get
a
you.
lot of times, students, they believe what their parents say. And I'm not saying to go against their parents, but, in this day and age, we have younger parents now. And we also just have parents that's making a lot of mistakes. So what do we do in that particular situation?
Okay, well, thank you so much for calling in. We're going to respond to your question, and please keep listening. Thank you so much, Carmen. So does anybody want to respond to this before I give my response? Keia.
I think as you were saying earlier, Dr. K, the biggest people that have the influence are people that children respect, that they look up to, that they trust. So if you're an educator or just a community leader that young people look up to and trust, you're the biggest example. You may be influencing them more than you think. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And let's just be honest, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to be a parent. Anybody can be a parent, right? Good parents invest in their children. They're prepared. They know their child. They prepare.
Right.
Other parents don't. So you could be stepping into a role that they need, and you may have more influence than you think. So I think follow your heart. Definitely encourage them to live a life that has other things besides sex involved with it.
Right.
You have the rest of your life to have sex. Like, you're 16. Are you kidding me? God.
I know. I understand what you're saying. And you're right, because I think that while we never want to discount what a parent is saying, because, kids love their parents.
Absolutely.
But you can offer an alternative vision for whatever they want. I'm going to let you respond, Steve. But you can offer an alternative vision for the kid, because now this is a true story. I had a client who had been having sex for quite a while. She was only 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
And this girl had 2 venereal diseases and had to have an abortion at the age of 14. So she decided that she wanted to stop having sex and that she really had made some mistakes. And her mother knew about it and had pretty much, the mother did not support it, but she was kind of understanding that it's just going to happen. So this particular client and I, we really had to help her develop some refusal skills.
That's deep.
Because she had not developed any refusal skills.
That's deep. That's good.
She did not know how to say no, even though she wanted to say no. And I'm not saying that, kids will never, ever have sex. I'm saying be assertive about it. If that's what you want to do, you need to plan for it, and you need to make sure that's what you want to do.
Right.
But don't do something, don't have sex when really what you really want is just some attention.
Yeah.
Or you just want to have some fun. You just want to go out to Crystals, and I would ask the girls, or you just want to go out to Crystals for fun, but you end up having sex because, first of all, you have the date mixed up.
You got the date. Okay, cool.
First of all, you have the date mixed up.
Okay.
In behavioral principles, you don't give the prize first.
Come
At
on.
least make it to Crystals.
I got 2 questions.
Okay,
The number one,
yes.
the first one was when on the first prepare.
Yes.
You said they were like, they felt like they had to give sex because the guy got to get, like, what gifts are you giving at 13? Like, what are you giving them?
Well, I'm telling
confused
you
about
some
that.
Crystal burgers.
So they giving it up for Crystal Burke?
Yes,
Memphis.
I'm
What are
telling
listen,
you.
I want you, young
You
ladies.
should have been here last week about what's
no,
love got to
I
do
have
with
to say
it.
this, young ladies, please do not give that thing up for Crystal's Burger.
Yes.
At least he gonna
At
at least have to
least
take you to
McDonald's.
Fleming's. No, can he take you to Fleming's or can he?
Well, then that means no sex at 13, right?
Well,
That
No
means no
clearly,
sex
that's
at
my-
31.
Exactly.
Shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
Can he get you to Texas
Right.
Day Brazil? I mean,
Or
it's unlimited
something.
meat, my guy. Like that's
Exactly.
number. And then number 2, if old ladies call y'all's a pocketbook, what are they calling what I have? I have to know. Like, what is that? What is the saying for that?
Well,
What is that? Like, what do they say?
it's another show.
It's another show.
is.
Okay, cool. Just
But,
wondering. You please, ladies, do
Yes.
not give it up. If you don't get anything from me, this is Tyke T. You better
Don't
not ever give it up for a Crystal Burger.
But
Real
I'm
talk. It
telling
costs
you-
79 cents.
I know.
We
and
can go. I
thought,
can.
oh my
I'll give you
goodness.
79 cents. I swear I will.
But you have to remember too, these are children. Children having sex. And so they're not even understanding all of the nuances of it.
Yeah.
And so I would even say to the young lady, I said, well, what did you really want to do? Well, I really just liked him and I really wanted to just have fun. Well, why don't you try at least having that first? And then
Watch
and
your
then,
Netflix, I swear.
think about what needs to happen at the end. But this young lady and I had to sit and really and truly practice
Wow.
having her saying no. Like, what are some things you can do to keep yourself out of that situation? Like when you see that it's 9:30 at night and you're bored and he's calling, you might not want to answer the phone because you know what that phone call is about. Maybe you don't wear a thong, you wear granny panties.
That's the oldest trick.
I'm
Yes, Dr.
serious.
K, teach them.
I'm serious
Granny panties
because-
will save your life,
right,
folks.
And mamas out here, I know you might not want to talk about it, but if you want your daughter to be assertive, and sons too, because these parents
absolutely.
were worried about their son because maybe he is sexually active, but maybe he don't want to do it with this girl, or maybe he doesn't want to do it that night, or whatever. Everybody needs to know how to keep themselves safe, and to only do what they want to do with their bodies when they want to do it. We're going to come right back with Steve. We'll let you talk for 29 seconds. 901-260-5926 if you want to get in on this hot topic. You're on the couch with Dr. K.
My checkbook credit costs more money than a sucker could ever spend. But I wouldn't give a sucker or a bum from the rock and not a dime till I made it again. Everybody go, hotel, motel, what you gonna do today? Cause I'm gonna get a fly girl, gonna get some spank and drive off in a death OJ. Everybody go, hotel, motel, holiday in.
AM 990, KWAM.
Streeter's Total Beauty is a hair salon that invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of beauty today. Dial 901-649-0559. Look to Randa Patton Streeter's lifestyle blog, which also invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of high fashion and glamour. Like her on Facebook today. Are you considering buying or selling a home and don't know where to start? Call Sharon Brown of Twilight Realtors at 901-355-7271. To learn more about the services offered by Sharon Brown, visit her on the web at www.sharonbrown.cry-like.com or like her on Facebook today. Her success comes when your home is sold or you have the keys to your new home. Call Sharon Brown of Crylike Realtors at 901-355-7271 for all your real estate needs today. Photography is so much better than reality. Marcus Edward Mediascape is a great photographer. Instead of purchasing plastic surgery, let him do all of your photos today. Try Marcus Edward. He is the plastic surgeon of photographers. Contact Marcus today at www.memediascape.webs.com. For legal experience with a Christian touch, call the law offices of attorneys Juliet Akins and Victoria Gillard. We stop foreclosures and repossessions. Other areas of our practice include personal injury, civil and criminal matters, divorce, child support, child custody, and social security cases. Call today at 901-522-0009 or 901-624-8852 for a free consultation.
I made it again. Everybody go, hotel, motel. What you gonna do today? Is I'm gonna get a fly girl, gonna get some spank and drive off in a death OJ. Everybody go, hotel.
And you're back. We're on the couch with Dr. K, 901-260-5926. I understand we have a caller right before Steve. So we're going to take this caller. Hi, caller. How are you?
Hey, Dr. K, how are you?
I am fine. What's your question or comment?
Well, let me say this is my first time caller, and I've been listening.
Yay! Thank you.
And I certainly appreciate your show.
Uh-huh.
Want to also say hello to your guests.
Thank you.
How you doing, sir?
You know, one of the things I've come to realize is that if we, and I think we all know this, if we don't prepare our children very young for these kinds of issues and kinds of situations, then we automatically set them up for this.
Yes.
This happens long before the prom, before we even actually go to the prom. These things start happening at childhood, very early childhood. And, you know, with so much provocative dressing and so much sex on TV and in the schools and in our communities and even in some of our homes, it's extremely hard, even with those children who are raised right and those children who we say and we prepare them to say no. The temptation is so strong, and you know that the sexual instinct is a very powerful one.
Right.
And especially at that age when you're curious and especially boys, we get that erection when the wind blows. So we go there with our mind set on one thing.
Right.
Because in many cases, TV or home or school or our community has taught us that this is what we're supposed to be after in the first place. Because we have not been properly educated and spiritually developed in so many ways that we're automatically set up. So it's very difficult for us. When I was a teenager and asked a girl to the prom, I asked her to the prom because for two reasons. One, she was the girl that I wanted to be with, the girl I wanted to have sex with, and I wanted to be with. So I went into it with my mind set on that.
Right.
That's what I wanted. And my desire for that was not just that time that I asked her, but my mind was on her half of the year. So it was pretty much a setup. And if that girl is not adequately prepared, and spiritually developed, then she's going to fall prey to me. And I was a very handsome young man. And
so you had it going on.
I had it going on. And it was hard for a girl to say no because I made it hard for her to say no.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Oh, you're breaking up. Thank you so much for calling. That is a great comment because, and you know what? It's not just about girls who are being taken advantage of because women now are becoming more aggressive. And sometimes, and you will find older girls with younger boys now. And I've heard many cases where older girls are even pressuring younger boys into sex before they want to have sex. And I mean at like 12 and 13.
I don't think that's happening for real. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
The boy's like, excuse me, Kerry Washington, I don't want to have sex with you.
No, I'm not saying he didn't enjoy it. I'm saying that after they become adults,
he's like,
then he's like, you know what? That that wasn't right. I shouldn't have been doing that at the age of 12. But go ahead, Steve. 29.
Okay. Now that we can leave the fairy tale world of do as I say and not as I do, and into the real world here.
Okay.
As long as these girls seek attention from men, or as long as these girls meet jerks and a-holes like me, all the rules are gonna go outside the door. It doesn't matter what you teach your daughters. I'm not saying when they're 17 to 18 or getting ready to go to prom.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you teach them because they want to be with guys like me and they would do whatever it takes. So all this is good, but let's get into the real world and say, we all didn't have sex after marriage. We did do some things to that jerk that we met.
This is my guy on the phone right here. Like, and then I want to say this. I was gonna ask caller that just called in. I'm sure you had sex with that girl that night.
Yeah, he said that's who he chose.
He had sex, but he had thought about it for a year. He would have went with somebody else. He'd have had sex with her too. He ain't playing. He ain't fooling me. You ain't fooling me on that phone.
Well, so really, we're saying then for a girl, it's really about selection. It's about make sure you choose the guy who's doing what you want to do, whatever that is. Because, there are some girls who want to have sex, and then there's some girls who do not want to have sex on prom night. And I'm not saying they never want to have sex, but maybe they don't want to do it that night. So remember, thank you, Steve. And actually, I agree with you on that one. You need to prepare yourself, prepare your kid, prepare the environment, and prepare the date for what's going to happen. So next week is Resurrection Sunday or Easter, so we will have a special show. I want you to please email me your questions or comments about anything. We won't be here. I'm going to have the show during the week. I'm going to read all of your questions, comments, complaints, whatever you have to say to me. Email me on the couch at drk@gmail.com, on the couch with Dr.K@gmail.com. Facebook me. You can text me at 901-650-2569. Send me your questions or comments. And as always, in parting, I wish you love, peace, and happiness. If you can't be in love, at least try to be happy. If you can't be happy, then try to be peaceful. But if your peace has been disturbed, you need to find a new situation. You've been here with On the Couch with Dr. K. I am your hostess, Dr. K. We've had Tyke T. And
yes, you have.
We've had Keia Johnson here this afternoon.
Been a pleasure.
And I will talk with you next week. Have a great evening.
I got a Lincoln Continental and some new Cadillac. So after school, I take a dip in the pool, which is really on the wall. I got a color TV so I can see the Knicks play back.